Hi, dear cricket fans. This is Ram with Cricket Happenings, and we are looking at the second day's play in the third and final Test match between India and Sri Lanka, which finished with India scored. In fact, Sri Lanka actually starting out the overnight finished at 425. There was a very good century for somebody where he was not out on 137 of 288 balls with 12 fours and 1 6. And well, that's what enabled them to reach 425. Pragyan Oja bowled well, returning career best figures of 4 for 115 of 46 overs, of which 10 were maidens. It was quite impressive too. As far as India were concerned, well, India 425 was the Sri Lankan score, and India are 180 for 80 for 2 at close on the second day's play in the third and final Test match of the p.sara Oval against Sri Lanka. Well, they lost two quick wickets, but then Virendra Sehwag playing stakes like strokes blazing all around the wicket. Even though the Sri Lankan had a very good game plan against him, but didn't really work. And Sehwag is still there, not out on 97 of just 87 deliveries, 17 4 started his effort. Also, he went past his 7,000 run mark in Test cricket. And Sachin Tendulkar is keeping him company, looking very confident, not out on 40. Well, now looking at the proceedings here of how things really panned out here at the p.sara Oval today, starting at the overnight score with Tilan Samaraveera not out, on 70 odd runs, and Angelo Matthews. Well, Samaraveera started playing his strokes. He was he was very sedate when Angelo Matthews was there, because he knows Angelo Matthews was a good partner. Angelo Matthews also played some good strokes. In fact, he was presenting a very straight blade, and he was looking very impressive in his knock of 45. But then Angelo Matthews was the first to go, because they took on the score to 330 from the score of 293, and that Angelo Matthews was the first to go when he was actually LBW bowled Oja for 45, 84 balls with 6 fours. After that, Prasanna Jayawardene was there. Even that time, Samaraveera was still, just nurdling towards his century. Well, the Indian bowling, Pragyan Oja was very good. And Pragyan Oja continued, as he actually had Prasanna Jayawardene with a straighter one, LBW for 9 of 41 balls with 1 4. And well, Sri Lanka were 359 for 6. When Suraj Ranadive came in, Jayawardene decided that there is no point in just staying at the crease now. He also has to play his strokes. And well, his strokes were majestic when he played. As you know, Tilan Samaraveera he's got his 12th Test century, because he actually hit Pragyan Oja for a 6. This was inside out stroke, actually giving room for himself and coming down the wicket and smacking Pragyan Oja over extra cover for a 6. And this was, I was told, it was his 6-6 in 60 Tests. And when Tilan Samaraveera continued, in the meanwhile, Sehwag got Suraj Ranadive to top edge a sweep. Dravid took the catch and he was gone for 8. Lasith Malinga was caught and bowled by Amit Mishra for 4. Ajanta Mendes, Ishan Sharma came in and actually took them by bouncing the ball, with Ajanta Mendes giving a catch to Ryan of the bowling of Ishan Sharma for 4, and Velagadra was caught behind of the bowling of Ishan Sharma for 4, and 425 all out for Sri Lanka on the board, where Tilan Samaraveera not out on 137 of 288 balls, 12 fours and 1 6. But let me tell you, Angelo Matthews, it was Angelo, in fact, it was Tilan Samaraveera really started attacking once he got to the tail by actually clubbing Oja for a few boundaries. Even Mishra was actually charged in, driven well for boundaries. And as you know, Tilan Samaraveera in 60 tests now, he has got his 12th Test century. As I told, he is a real Test special batsman for Sri Lanka, according to me. So that's the reason Sri Lanka actually reached 425, which was a good score under the circumstances in the first innings. As far as the bowling figures were concerned, Abhimanyu Mithun 22 overs, 2 maidens, none for 78. Ishan Sharma 23 overs, 6 maidens, 3 for 72. Amit Mishra 42 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 140. Pragyan Oja was very impressive. Career best figures: 46 overs, 10 maidens, 115 runs and 4 wickets. Virendra Sehwag 5 overs, no maiden, 1 for 8. As far as the Indian innings were concerned, it started with Lasith Malinga and Velagadra really getting some purchase from the pitch and really moving the ball very well, with troubling both Vijay. But Sehwag, for Sehwag, they had Kumar Sangakkara had a very good field set in. Actually, he stopped him there, like he had clubbed all the favorite areas of Sehwag. But for Sehwag, it didn't matter. He was certain areas outside the off stump, short and wide, he used to leave it harmlessly past to the wicketkeeper. And suddenly Sehwag used to explode and actually thrashing the ball with all the force into the boundary. In fact, he went after Valagadra after that by hitting him for three boundaries. One was through point, other was over mid on, and then another through mid wicket. So basically, Sehwag was looking very, very strong. But Murli Vijay, after playing, he also played some very good strokes. In fact, he off drove Malinga to the boundary, but then Murli Vijay was gone when Malinga actually had the better of him here, as he actually spooned a catch to extra cover. Mendes took the catch and Vijay was gone walking. Caught Mendes, bowled Malinga for 14 of 35 balls with two fours. After that, Dravid came in. Dravid was looking very, very good in this. After a long time we lost, you saw Dravid in full flow here. He actually played a very good offside stroke of the bowling of Malinga. Then he also had some good strokes of the bowling of Angelo Matthews, some good strikes, his carving stroke that he plays on the offside. He also had a very good flick of the toes for boundaries. But that was it, as Angelo Matthews actually had him, and Dravid tried to flick one more, but he was caught on the foot and he was gone. He was gone. LBW bowled Angelo Matthews for 23, and India were 92 for 2 at that stage. And well, Sachin Tendulkar joined Sehwag, and after that, once in the company of Tendulkar, Sehwag was simply superb. As I said, no plan of Kumar Sangakkara worked actually. Sehwag just went on his merry way. He clubbed them. If he is going to bowl short and wide, he used to. So basically, he counterattacked in this particular knock, and he went for fours. If you see his score, not out at the close on 97 of just 87 deliveries, 17 fours in that particular knock. So Sachin Tendulkar was also looking confident, but in fact, Virendra Sehwag was dropped by Angelo Matthews. A cotton bowl chance, a hot chance, but he dropped it. And Sehwag played all the shots around the wicket. He hooked the bowlers for boundaries. He smacked them over mid on and mid off for boundaries. He played that favorite cut shot of his. And basically, what was very interesting was Sehwag was actually putting it in all the vacant areas. So basically, he was very equal to the task. He was very smart to what the Sri Lankan plan was. And finally, it's there for all to see. He is not out on 97 of 87 balls with 17 fours. Sachin Tendulkar also played some very, very good drives of the bowlers. He was also looking in very good nick. He is not out on 40 at close of play of 66 balls with 5 fours. 180 for 2 India in their first dig in this third and final test match. And well, Sehwag is looking very hungry right now. And the bowling figures, this is Malinga 11 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 52. Valagadra 9 overs, no maiden, none for 65. Very costly and taken apart by Virendra Sehwag. Really, really went after him. He's really, even though he gives his wicket to Valagadra, Sehwag seems to like Valagadra's bowling very much. He fancies himself there. And Ajanta Mendes 7 overs, none for 32. There was some real turn there for Ajanta. Ajanta Mendes turned one ball to Tendulkar. That was very interesting on the second day. And Tendulkar was absolutely outfoxed by that. But luckily, he didn't go into hand, and he was absolutely squared up. As far as Sehwag was concerned, Suraj Jandevi bowled a delivery. In fact, Suraj Jandevi also bowled one more delivery to Tendulkar, which really beat the bat, and it really turned. So there was a turn and bounce. So Angelo Matthews 4 overs, no maiden, none for 13. Suraj Jandevi 4 overs, no maiden, none for 17. India finished the second day's play at 180 for 2. But still, I know the follow-on target is not going to be a problem. We'll definitely be making it. But looking at the batting today, as I said, Samaravira is looking an absolute test match batsman. The way he's been playing in 60 tests, he has 12 centuries. And well, he played superbly. And as far as Indian bowling was, Pragyan Ojha was absolutely superb with his bowling spot on, and the turn and the bounce also helping him with his the ball which was straightening, and he was absolutely good. And well, the other tail really couldn't resist. Angelo Matthews gave some good support with 45. Other than that, Sri Lanka didn't have anything to talk about. As far as the Indian innings, we can only talk about Virendra Sehwag. The way he bludgeoned the bowling, 17 fours in a score of 97. Now, what is going to be interesting, there is going to be turn and bounce. And well, the bad light was the one which actually stopped play when players trooped off at the p.sara Oval. But well, we are looking out for a century from Sehwag. I hope he doesn't get the rush of blood and actually does what he did in the last test, where he went after Suraj Jandevi and actually gave his wicket for 99. Hopefully he stays there and Sehwag gets to his century. But well, Sehwag normally plays his cricket in such a manner, so you never know. He might even smack the first ball that he gets on that particular day for a 6, and he would rest content on that. So one has to really wait and watch what happens. Sachin Tendulkar is also looking good. Well, India can, with this pair, they can really move on. They have a good batting card to come with Lakshman, Dhoni and Suresh Raina to follow. So all in all, it looks like a very good prospect of a day's play tomorrow on the third day. That's it, dear cricket fans. For Cricket Happenings, this is Ram signing off. Thank you.